All right.
Okay.
After 9:30.
Welcome to week 2 of the Basics 1 to League. I hope you're having fun so far. This is the second week, of course. In seat 1 today is Pat, seat 2 is Sania, seat 3 is Subrat, and seat 4 is Abdul. I'll keep my video off for this game. Good luck, everybody. We'll start first with 3 questions per track. First question. A ticker is a unique series of letters assigned to a company for trading purposes. Tickers on the New York Stock Exchange can have 4 or fewer letters. Sotheby's is a prominent auction house in New York City. What is their appropriate 3-letter ticker symbol on the New York Stock Exchange?
LOT.
It's not that. Sanya?
Heart.
Not a heart. Subrat?
Pass.
Abdul?
Pass.
Not the most auspicious start. Group. This is bid. Bid.
Oh man.
Okay. Second question for Pat. 73 questions is a series by Vogue where celebrities are asked rapid-fire questions about their life and work. In her 73 questions, who was slightly embarrassed to explain that in her winning answer in Miss World 2000, she called Mother Teresa her most influential living woman, although she was dead. She stated that if she were to write a book, she would call it Unfinished, and did so 4 years later.
Rai.
Not right, Subrat?
Priyanka Chopra.
It is Priyanka Chopra, the other Miss World. And third question for Pat. For the 2011 Cricket World Cup, Pepsi released a series of ads showing cricketers receiving inspiration for their signature shots from Indian fans. Which shot is being demonstrated to Kevin Peterson here? The name stems from the fact that the batter blanked from a right-handed to a left-handed batsman, or vice versa. Give me a thumbs up when the video starts if you can hear the audio. If not, I'll just reshare.
Ab look and concentrate. Paw dur dur. Shabash. Now take Tarbuja Peterson bhaiya, put inside. Alti palti, dekh ghuma ke. Samjhe?
Samjhe, samjhe.
Now show them.
Take Tarbuja, put inside. Alti palti, dekh ghuma ke. Take Tarbuja, put inside. Alti palti, dekh ghuma ke.
Abhi Peter bhaiya, wahan pe bhi yahi karna.
Switch.
Yep, it's called a switch hit. Well done. This is because Kevin Peterson changes from a right-handed batsman to a left. Okay, 3 questions now for Sanya. The dating world is a buzz with many new terms, but have you kept up with them? As opposed to ghosting, where you completely stop responding to your date and go off the radar, what term refers to the act of leading someone on because you're too scared to reject them outright? This friendlier version of ghosting sees you text them back, but without really meaning business.
Caspering.
It is Caspering. Well done.
Nice question.
Question for Sanya again. The Butler Did It formed one of the hottest indie rock acts with his brother Win. A talented multi-instrumentalist, he was the main creative composer behind the soundtrack for the film Her. Ironically, his last album with the band before quitting and going solo is 2022's We. Which Canadian indie rock band was Will famously a part of?
Um,
10 seconds.
Michael Learns to Rock.
Not that. Abdul?
Pass.
Pat?
Arcade Fire.
Arcade Fire is right. Question for Sanya again. The United Nations flag family includes national flags which borrow design elements from the UN flag to symbolize neutrality or cooperation. In 1952, the flag of which newly formed East African country became the first of the UN flag family. It was intended to symbolize peace between Christians and Muslims. It changed its flag after it won independence from Ethiopia, but retained the olive branch.
Eritrea.
Eritrea is right. Three questions now for Subrat. The first known heavenly body of this kind was Van Maran 2, discovered in 1917 but confirmed only in 1992. As of December 2022, 5,284 such objects have been discovered using indirect observation techniques such as Doppler spectroscopy. Which celestial objects are these?
Uh,
10 seconds.
Pulsars.
Not pulsars. Abdul?
Pass.
Pass to Pat.
Pass.
Pass to Sania.
Pass.
Passes.
Is
Any
black
not-
holes.
They're not black holes.
Dwarf.
Not dwarfs. These are
Dwarf stars.
exoplanets.
Oh,
Question for Subrat. An argot or cant is a language or jargon often employed to exclude or mislead people outside of a group. In which form of argot of the English language are words altered by moving the initial consonants to the end with an A sound? For example, Wikipedia becomes Wikipedia A, Wikipedia way. Its name may immediately remind you of a more ancient language, but that is a deliberate misdirection. This question is for Ubrat Se. 10 seconds.
Phoenician.
Not that. Passes to Badule.
Pig Latin.
It is Pig Latin.
Oh, okay. Good answer.
Question for Subrat. When embarking upon a theatrical production, rehearsals begin with cast members sitting around and using the scripts as reference while getting familiar with their lines and cues. This continues for a few days until they are comfortable with the script. What is the simple one-word name of this stage of rehearsals? The word cold precedes it when referring to the very first time. Incidentally, the same word is an indispensable part of running mimic quizzes. Ten seconds.
Let's see. Indispensable part of running.
Green answer.
Cold schedule.
Not that. Abdul?
Prompt.
It's not a prompt. Pat?
Pass.
Pass to Sania.
read or reading.
Reading is right. The first time actors sit down to read a script, it's a
reading.
cold
It's a
read.
table read.
Cold read or a table read. Yes, that's right. Okay, question for Abdul. In which 2007 film is Shah Rukh Khan killed in a fire by the film's antagonist? Despite the film's title, he doesn't rest in peace, ultimately getting revenge with little help from a chandelier.
No idea. R.I.P.
Not R.I.P. Pat?
Pass.
Subrat?
Om Shanti Om.
It is Om Shanti Om. Second question for Abdul. Perhaps the most famous of all ancient Egyptian symbols is which hieroglyph pictured here that represents an entity of a god who lost it during a fight with Seth, but would later heal and recover it entirely. A mirror image of this is also used representing another god, the father of all deities, so we'll accept that as well.
Just say Ra.
I can prompt you on Ra.
I can't remember. Pass.
Pass to Pat.
Eye of Horus.
Eye of Horus is the one. The mirror image is called the Eye of Ra.
Yeah.
Question for Abdul. Hogarth Shakespeare series is a project of the Hogarth Press to commission contemporary novelists to retell Shakespearean works for a modern audience. The 2018 novel Macbeth is a retelling of Shakespeare's Macbeth, penned by which Scandinavian thriller writer, as part of the Hogarth Shakespeare series. The writer is most well known as the creator of the recurring character Harry Hole in a series of books, including the film adapted work The Snowman.
Johansson.
Not that, Pat.
Nesbo.
Joe Nesbo is right. That completes round one. We'll start round two. Question first for Pat. The butler did it, led his warriors on stage into a legendary battle where they fought outnumbered but fearless, saw London, Olympus, and Angel falling, had just one hiccup in his career, which was his son in an animation film. What was his first name?
Gerard.
Gerard Butler is right. The second
Oh,
question?
the butler here means surname.
Maybe. It can't clarify for future questions, but yeah, that's the running theme.
Okay.
Tutnias or Tutahas was an argot created by a particular demographic, which expectedly fell out of practice in the late 19th century when it was no longer required, although recent social media trends have sought to revive it. Vowels stay unchanged, but consonants are replaced with a whole different syllable. For example, tree becomes tutrug squatty. Who created this argot? I should clarify who here means which demographic. And this question is for Papaton.
Um,
10 seconds.
is it escaped slaves?
Slaves is good enough. So African American slaves who used it for covert learning, they were not allowed to read or write, learn how to read or write. So this is a language created to learn how to do that. Thank you for saving me from attempting to pronounce everybody else's names like that. Question for Pat. As part of the Hogarth Shakespeare series, which author released the novel New Boy in 2017 as a contemporary retelling of Othello? Her best-selling work came out in 1999, titled for and based on a Vermeer painting that was also adapted into an Academy-nominated film starring Scarlett Johansson in 2003.
Chevalier.
Yes, it's Tracy Chevalier. Okay, 3 questions now for Sania. In this 2006 film, Shah Rukh Khan dies suddenly in the hospital, seemingly from complications from being in a coma. Later, it is revealed that he was poisoned by diazepam by the lead character Mark Donald, played by, never mind, too many spoilers already. Which film is this?
Hmm.
10 seconds. In answer? I will need to.
रब ने बना दी जोड़ी.
Now that's Subrat.
Dawn.
Dawn is right. Question for Sania again. Despite being common in drinks since the Middle Ages, salmonella scares in the 1980s caused many to reevaluate the use of which cocktail ingredient? Over time, however, it has made a comeback in cocktails like the Pink Lady and Ramos Fizz to add foam and a creamy texture.
Hmm. Egg white.
Just egg is good enough. This is raw egg used in the cocktail, but also taking egg white and egg yolk. We're done. Question for Sania again. Until 2011, 4-letter ticker symbols were not available on the New York Stock Exchange. What was the first registered 4-letter symbol? The company is now part of MSFT. I need the symbol, not the company.
SLCK.
It's not that. Abdul?
Link.
It's not that. Subrat? An answer?
Pass.
Passes to Pat.
Pass.
I can go for a non-com.
Yes.
SKY.
It's not that. Abdul, you should probably try again, I think.
It
Oh,
should be LinkedIn, so.
Yeah,
LNDN.
LNKD.
LND.
Okay.
So it's acquired
I
by
thought
Microsoft.
it was LinkedIn, but I was not getting the prompt after you said.
Question for Subrat. In modern dating, what term refers to the act of keeping someone on the sideline because you aren't interested in them enough to pursue it, but would like the opportunity to do so later should your primary plans not materialize? In that sense, you will call upon them only when needed.
Bench or benched?
Benching is right. Well done. Question for Subrat again. In American Sign Language, the sign for hello is done by placing your hand on the forehead close to your ear and then moving it outwards and away from the body. If this is the formal or official way of signing hello, what is the commonly used and recognized informal sign? I need a one-word answer.
Is it just a wave?
It is just a wave. The sign looks like a wave, and therefore the informal way is simply waving. Question for Subrat. The canopic jars, always 4 in number, representing the 4 children of Horus, can be found around almost every mummy recovered in the pyramids. Named after the Greek legend of Canopus, what purpose did these 4 jars serve? Something the Egyptians believe would be needed in the afterlife. 10 seconds. Need an answer?
Is this food?
Not food. Sania?
The preserved organs.
Yep, storing internal organs is right. The Egyptians believe that you would need your organs in the afterlife as well. Question for Abdul. In her second interview, who stated that she would pick Meryl Streep to play her in a Broadway musical of her life? In her first 73 questions, she had revealed that she only wore Chanel sunglasses and that she learned a lot about being an editor from her father and her brother.
Lara Datta?
Not Lara Datta. Pat?
Pass.
Pastor Sanya?
Graham.
Not Graham? Subrat?
Winter?
Anna Wintour is right.
Oh, of course.
Seemed like an obvious one till I.
Yeah.
Could argue that she's already been played by Meryl
Yeah,
Streep.
she's already played. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question for Abdul. The cricket shot demonstrated to Dhoni in this ad involves the act of hitting the ball by means of a wristy flick, using the bottom hand as the dominant force. The shot gets its name from the flourish completing the stroke with the bat being circled overhead. Which shot? I suspect, Abdul, that you already knew the answer by the time I got to Dhoni, but we will still watch the video.
अब कस के पकड़ जम के जकड़ लगा समझे चलो करो
कस के पकड़ जम के जकड़ लगा कस के पकड़ लगा और जम के जकड़ लगा
बहुत बढ़िया अब वहां पे भी ऐसे ही करना है
Helicopter shot.
It is the helicopter shot.
जम के जकड़ लगा और लगा
Question for Abdul. In modern dating, what term refers to the act of showing interest in someone sporadically by dropping little morsels of interest without ever really following through on it? Essentially, you're close to ghosting them, but you manage to not do so by leaving just enough, a social media like, for example, to keep them on the trail.
Breadcrumbing.
It is breadcrumbing. Well done. Okay, that completes round 2. We'll start round 3. Question for Pat. This variant of waving has been described as having fingers cupped and forearms swaying side to side, or a vertical hand with a slight twisting of the wrist. It is often accompanied with a stoic demeanor which signals elegance and restraint. In the UK, this variant might be called the royal wave or the queen wave, but what is it called in the USA, referencing a type of event where it is frequently used? 10 seconds.
Beauty contest,
I think I can give it.
pageant.
Yeah, pageant wave is right. This is Miss America wave, or the pageant wave, or the parade wave. Apparently, this wave.
Oh, super.
So apparently, this is a good wave to use if you. It's a comfortable wave to use if you have to wave for long periods of time. So if you're ever waving at a crowd and you happen to be on a float, then this is the wave to use. Okay.
Yeah, I get too many occasions to do that.
I figured you might find it useful, Subrat. So. Question for Pat. The habitable zone is the range of orbits around a star within which a planetary surface can support liquid water given sufficient atmospheric pressure. About 20% of discovered exoplanets are in the habitable zones of their respective stars. What is the popular name for this zone? An allusion to a 19th century English fairy tale, so named because this zone is neither too hot nor too cold for the presence of life.
Goldilocks zone.
Goldilocks zone is right. And your third question, Jayaprada Ramamurthy from Andhra Pradesh is India's first female player of which musical instrument in Indian classical Carnatic music? She has authored a book titled Basics of Blank, which is the first of its kind in the field of Carnatic music. 95% of India's exports of this instrument originate in a single city in UP called Pilibhet.
Harmonium.
Not right, Abdul?
Pass.
Sania?
I'll pass.
Pass to Subrat?
I will. No, I'll pass. I'll take a non-com.
That is surprising. Subrat, what is a non-com?
Sarangi?
Is it
Sarangi?
no,
It's not sarangi.
Mridangam.
Not Mridangam. Pilibhet is also known as Basuri Nagar. So it's
Ah,
a flute. Okay, question for Sania.
Yep.
The next stage of the theatrical production, once actors are familiar with lines, is fixing their actions and movements on stage. The term for this process comes from the practice of using little wooden blanks on a miniature set to demonstrate the parts of the set and indicate what happens where. What is this stage of rehearsals called? Incidentally, the same word is used in quizzing to refer to an act related to hints.
Blocking.
Blocking is right. You can block to show how the actors move. You can also block a hint. Okay, question for Sania. In which form of argot in the English language, named for the specific group of people who use it, would you use a rhyming slang phrase to denote a single word? For example, Britney Spears would just mean beers. The second word can also be omitted among regular users, so the word for beer is simply Britney.
Rappers.
Not that? Good.
Pass.
Pat
Cockney rhyming slang.
is correct.
yeah.
Oh, very nice.
I spent the last couple of minutes trying to rhyme your names, but Subrat has got me. Abdul can't be done. So yeah. Question for Sania. In her 73 questions, who said that she preferred being called lady, that she would want to be remembered for the message behind Born This Way, and that she watched horror movies to relax?
Laverne Cox.
Not that, Abdul?
Pass.
Passes to Subrat.
Pass.
Passes to Pat.
Lady Gaga.
The Gaga is right. I didn't
I
expect
should
that.
have gone for it. I was thinking.
I didn't expect that to pass that much, but yeah, passes 3 times and Pat gets it right. Well done. Okay, question for Subrat. The Butler Did It campaigned for women's suffrage in 19th century Britain, stopped discrimination in prostitution by getting the Contagious Disease Act repealed, exposed child trafficking, and improved the education standards for women, became the beacon of inspiration for suffragists to come. What was her first name?
I don't understand the butler thing here, but so I'll go with Emmeline.
Not that, Abdul?
Pass.
Pass it to Sania.
Pass.
Pass to Pat.
Pass.
Passes. This is
Elizabeth.
Sarah
Not-
Butler.
not
From
that.
Pankhurst only, right?
Her name is Josephine. Josephine Butler.
Oh, butler also. Okay.
Question for Subrat. A liqueur known as the creme de blanc is considered a core ingredient in the aviation cocktail to give it its distinctive color, although the name aviation may make you think that it should be blue instead. What item of flora does the liquor use to obtain this color? 10 seconds.
Mm,
Need an answer? I will need to pass you. Abdul?
Pass.
Sania?
Pass.
Pat?
Mint.
Not mint.
Creme de.
Yeah, even I thought it's kind of meant it. But
So I can tell you an aviation cocktail is purple in color. Do you know how you might
Oh.
get purples?
Violet.
no,
Violet?
Violets is right, yes. It's creme de violet.
tough. Okay.
Question for Subrat. The flag of which country, adopted in 1960, is part of the UN flag family as it uses 2 olive branches to indicate harmony between the Greek and Turkish communities. It was also one of only 2 national flags to have its outline on the flag, the other being Kosovo.
Cyprus.
Cyprus is right. Again, if I had just put up the image with no question at all, I think Subrat would have managed that. Question for Abdul. If you're not careful, even a wave can be construed as an insult. Specifically, if you show the palm of your hand with fingers spread and extended, it would be considered an insult in which country? Called Mautza, the gesture traces its origins back to the Byzantine Empire's penal code, and the natives are careful not to overextend their fingers or face their palm towards someone when simply hand signaling the number 5.
Turkey.
It's not Turkey. Sania?
pass.
Passes to Subrat.
Pass.
Passes to Pat.
Pass.
Passes.
Is this Albania?
It's not Albania.
Greece.
It's
Ireland.
Greece, yes.
It's Greece. Okay.
Yeah.
Second question for Abdul. Once actors of the theatrical production are completely familiar with the play and the director has crafted the scenes, the team moves to the stage where they perform the play from beginning to end without breaks or inputs from the director. What is the hyphenated 2-word term for this stage of rehearsals? Incidentally, the same term might also be heard at the end of prelims in many live quizzes unless time is short.
Run through.
Say again, please.
Run through.
Run through is right. You perform a run through of the play and you can also run through your prelims. Well done.
Well, but that.
And your third question, Abdul. Name for a town in Venezuela where it was invented by a soldier in Simon Bolivar's army. Which ingredient used in cocktails like the old-fashioned and Trinidad sour is comprised of herbs and spices? The bottle is recognizable by its oversized label.
Angostura.
Can you complete that answer, please?
Angostura bitter.
Yes, so that is right. Well done. Okay, starting on 4 question for Pat. In modern dating, what term refers to the idea of committing to a relationship during the winter season, even though you wouldn't have otherwise? In that sense, you get locked down by someone when this time of the year comes along. Side note, we do not endorse any of these dating strategies. Seconds.
Quarantining.
Not that. Abdul.
Pass.
Sania.
Pass.
Subrat.
I'll just go for it. Is this sheltering in or sheltering?
It's not sheltering. Good guess though. This is I've read a couple of articles about this now. This is called cuffing season. The idea is you cuff someone just before the winter months come in.
Yeah, I went with lockdown and winter and sheltering.
Yeah.
I thought that might be a.
When I first read the question, the term I had heard was warm winter body, which is just find someone to sleep next to because it's good for temperatures if you're sleeping next to someone. Okay. Second question. In this film, Shah Rukh Khan is hacked by swords all around, causing him to collapse. As he lies face down bleeding, the final blow comes in the form of a sword driven with full force into his back. The same treatment is meted out to his co-actor as well. Which one?
RRR.
Not that. Abdul, any
I
answer?
can't remember. Pass.
Sania?
Karan Arjun.
It is Karan Arjun. Question for Pat. Which orange flavored liquor is used in popular cocktails like the Cosmopolitan, Long Island Iced Tea, and Sidecar? It has a disputed etymology, either referring to the distillation process, the French word for dry, or the number of orange peels used in this liquor.
Triple sec.
Triple sec is right. Question for Sania. The gesture you see in the image is commonly referred to as the biker wave or biker salute. There are many stories regarding how it originated, but most refer to it first being used as a quick greeting by William and Arthur as they passed each other on the road. Fill in the blanks with two names that are frequently used together in this context.
Harley and Davidson.
William Harley and Arthur Davidson crossed each other and did this. The second question, what two-word term refers to the phenomenon where one object revolving around another eventually gets fixed in a state, where the period of rotation on its own axis is the same as the period of revolution around the other body? 85% of all discovered exoplanets exhibit this phenomenon with the stars that they orbit, and it is also the reason for only one side of the moon being visible from the Earth.
Is it tidal lock? Tidal lock.
Is absolutely right. Well, very nicely
What
correct.
was it?
This is
7.
Tidal locking.
Tidal locking. Okay, I got it. This is they're tidally locked. Yeah.
question for Sania. To play the shot demonstrated to Dilshan in this video, the batter is on the front foot and aims to get beneath the bounce of a short pitched ball and hit it directly behind the stumps, up and over the wicketkeeper. Which shot is this? Named after the action of blanking the ball to send it over and behind one's head.
And do what I'm doing. Hi. Hi, re mera pallu. Come on, Dilshan. Come on. Do exactly the same, huh? Take care of your shoulder, put your leg like this first, and go. Hi. Hi. Hi, mera pallu. Hi.
Hi tera pallu, 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 hi.
Dilshan, वहाँ पे भी यही करना है.
Yeah, this is the scoop. Dil scoop or
Scoop shot or the Dil scoop in this case. Well done. Three questions enough for Subrat. The 2017 novel Dunbar is a modern retelling of Shakespeare's King Lear, written as part of the Hogarth Shakespeare series by which author? The author's best-selling work is Mother's Milk, that forms part of the 5-volume Patrick Melrose series.
Edward St. Auburn.
Is correct. Your second question. The blank shown to Sehwag in this video is a variant of the blank shot when the ball bounces too high on the offside of the batter. The most famous example of this shot was played by Sachin in the 2003 World Cup against Pakistan. Fill the blanks with the two-word name of the shot.
ध्यान देना बड़ा सिंपल है ऊपर से आने का नीचे दबाने का पीछे उठाने का हा म्यूजिक
उधर से लाने का नीचे दबाने का पीछे उठाने का हा हा हा.
आजा कम ऑन वीरू शाबाश म्यूजिक आजा
उधर से लाने का नीचे दबाने का पीछे उठाने का हा.
हाँ वीरू वहाँ भी यही करना है हेलमेट चाहिए
I knew all the other answers and I'm blanking on this. It's called
And second? In answer? I will need to.
Raise cut.
Not that, Abdul?
Uppercut?
Uppercut is what it's called.
Come on.
I did not see, I think I would see the day, but Subrat has missed pretty much an L1 cricket question. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Question for Subrat. In her 73 questions shot in a theatre, who stated that her hit, somewhat eponymous show came from the cynicism she felt in her 20s, a relatable character, and a touch of female rage? She summarized her other hit show as Murder, Murder, Hair.
Vindicali?
Not that. Abdul?
Pass.
Sania?
Phoebe Waller Bridge.
It is Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Fleabag and Killing Eve, I think.
Fleabag and
Yeah.
Killing Eve is right.
Oh man.
Question for Abdul now. Many flags in the UN family are inspired by flags of UN trust territories, colonies that transition to independence with UN support. These include the flags of Micronesia and the Northern Mariana Islands, and which country having the longest coastline in mainland Africa? 27% of the territory of this nation has been controlled by a state that declared itself independent in 1991. In seconds.
Somalia.
Say again, please.
Somalia.
Somalia is right. Do you know the state that controls 27% of the territory?
No.
It's Somaliland.
Land.
Oh, right.
And the second question for Abdul. Anuradha Pal, a multi-percussionist and music composer from Mumbai, is listed in the Encyclopedia Britannica and the Limca Book of Records as the first professional female player of which musical instrument, also an essential instrument in the devotional traditions of Sikhism during Kirtan?
Sarangi.
Not that. Subrat?
Tabla.
Tabla is right. She's kind of playing it in this image as well.
Yeah.
Question for Abdul. Natsat is a type of linguistic slang or argot spoken by the members of a teen subculture, including the teenage protagonist in which dystopian black comedy novel. The name comes from the Russian for 13, referencing the Russian-influenced English spoken by all the characters in the book. The protagonist called himself Alexander the Large. Ten seconds.
Lolita.
Not Lolita. Pat?
A Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange is right. Okay, and that brings us to our final round. As it stands, Pat has a tiny lead over Sania, 13 over 11. Sania has a tiny lead over Subrat at 11 over 9, and Subrat has a tiny lead over Abdul, 9 over 7. The gap between first and last is still less than the number of questions we have left, which means all 4 results, all 5 results are still possible. Let's go. Question for Pat. Considered to be a sacred and potent symbol for good luck, which insect was a common symbol in ancient Egyptian amulets? Its nice proportions lent itself to a symbol of the rising sun and became a symbol adopted by many political entities in ancient Egypt.
Scarab beetle.
Scarab is right. Question for Pat again. The flag of which Central Asian country is not usually recognized as being part of the UN flag family, but for the olive branches at the bottom of its distinctive carpet design, symbolic of the country's famous carpet industry?
Uzbekistan.
It's not that. Abdul? You answer?
Turkmenistan.
Is correct. This is Turkmenistan. Question for Pat. Theatre rehearsals also allow for a certain specialist to get accustomed to their role, much in demand when an actor forgets their lines. This specialist waits in the wings, busier reading than watching, having mastered the art of voice control. What is this specialist job? Incidentally, the same term also refers to a responsibility of mimir readers to be used with great discretion.
They're prompters or prompts.
They are prompters. They help actors when they forget their lines, and of course, mimir readers are also expected to prompt. Well done.
Nice chord.
Thank you.
Yeah, fun chord.
Question for Sania. Sharan Rani, nicknamed Blank Rani, was one of the first women instrumentalists of India and among the greatest musicians of the 20th century. A private collection of 379 musical instruments ranging from the 15th to the 19th century is now part of the Sharan Rani Baklewal Gallery at the National Museum in New Delhi. Fill in the blank with a fretless stringed instrument.
Sarangi.
It's not a sarangi. Abdul?
Sarod.
Sarod is right.
Yeah. Mixed it up.
Question for Sania again. The 2016 novel Hag Seed is a retelling of Shakespeare's Tempest, written by which Canadian author who has won 2 Booker Prizes? The first one was in 2000 and the second in 2019 for a sequel to a 1985 classic. The second prize was shared with Everesto's Girl, Woman, Other.
Mantle.
Say again, please.
Mantle.
Not that.
Oh.
Atwood. I'm sorry.
Oh
You missed
my
this.
God.
I think you got it
I
one
mean, I'm
second too
thinking
late.
one and saying the other.
Yeah, I think.
Shouldn't jump the gun.
And third question for Sania. The Egyptian hieroglyph shown here of 2 raised arms represents the embrace of one by their spiritual double. What Egyptian concept is this? Often just equated to the idea of a spirit or soul, or more accurately understood as the essence of all being.
Hmm.
10 seconds. Any answer?
I'm not sure. Pass.
Abdul?
Pass.
Subrat?
Pass.
Pat?
Pass.
Passes. I don't think anybody has got this so far. I think the question might go unanswered this week. It is called Ka. Simply Ka. Question for Subrat. Given the kind of motorcycles that Harley Davidson is known for manufacturing, what is their appropriate 3-letter ticker symbol on the New York Stock Exchange?
HOG.
HOG, HOG is right. Ties you for second place. You have 2 more questions. In the climax of this 2016 film, the last thing a Shah Rukh Khan sees, smiling while falling to a voluntary death, is the face of the man who defined his entire life and now defines his death. Which film?
Ravan.
It's not Ravan. Abdul?
Razi.
It's not that. Sorry.
Fan.
Fan is right.
Alright, yeah. Oh,
This is the quad was movies where one version, not both, one version of Shah Rukh Khan dies. And it's one of those curiously specific things that somehow happened 4 times.
Yeah.
Question for Subrat. The All India Music Conference in 1927 in Madras turned out to be one of the more iconic ones. One reason was the 17-year-old Ranganayaki Amal, who was the only woman among 23 musicians and the first to make it big in a previously male-dominated profession of playing which musical instrument, the primary percussion instrument in a Carnatic music ensemble.
Mridangam.
This one is Mridangam. Ties you at 12 all and also at 7 all. But 3 questions now for Abdul. The Butler did it, earned himself the nickname Jimmy Buckets because of his prolific scoring, took his current team to the 2020 NBA Finals, became the 3rd player in Finals history to score a 40-point triple-double. Which Southeastern team is this that lost the finals to their former star LeBron James and his LA Lakers?
Miami Heat.
It is the Miami Heat. Good choice of former LeBron James teams. Well done. And your second question and the penultimate of this quiz. On 9th June 2022, which 4-letter stock ticker symbol replaced a 2-letter one on the New York Stock Exchange? It reflected a then recent change in the company name that was done to showcase their new long-term focus.
Meta.
Meta is right. So FB renamed to Meta. And their symbol changed from FB to Meta. And that puts you at 11, which means we have a 3-way tie that might be possible. But let's see, last question for Abdul.
Go for it, Abdul.
Gravitational blanking is a method of detecting exoplanets. It makes use of the effect that an object of sufficient mass between a distant light source and an observer bends the light from the source as the light travels towards the observer. This effect was predicted by Einstein in his general theory of relativity and later confirmed by others. Fill in the blanks with the name of an object from another branch of physics.
Gravitational lensing.
It is gravitational lensing, and that completes today's quiz. We have a three-way tie for what I can call, I suppose, second place between Sania, Subrat, and Abdul. But in first place, in spite of the 3 Indian quads that we had today, is Pat with 15 points.
Congrats, Pat.
Well played, everyone.
Thanks for reading, Harman. Congratulations.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I put a,
Very good questions.
Oh, thank you. I've put a feedback form as well as a list of chords on the form. If you feel up to it, please click on it because it'll disappear the minute the call ends. So yeah.
Thank you.
Will do.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Give me a moment. I didn't get it.